there's just this beautiful thing that can happen when our energetic frequency feels at peace enough to open up more. And so I would encourage you to recognize, what's happening just before you having these connections about smelling the smoke, the popcorn. Were you tuned in to smell the popcorn, or were you just look like at work and things were just kind of in a relaxed state and all of a sudden you were like, oh my God, I'm smelling popcorn. Those were the moments. Those are the moments that I would take your time to go in and go, ooh, having a psychic experience.
Hello and welcome to the Constance Messmer podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in.
I have experienced different things such as smelling popcorn, cigarette smoke, all kinds of things. Dusty's telling me about a lot of experiences where things were happening that other people weren't registering, but Dusty was. So that's cool. So my psychic experiences happen when I'm in like a daydream state. Yep, that's your altered consciousness, right? Unless you're going, all right, I'm going to do this right now. Otherwise, it happens to you, I'm getting. Unless you're like focused, like I'm going to be aware today, or I'm going to give a reading today, or I'm going to sit and talk with so-and-so who's passed, or my guide, or whatever. So why do I sit down and meditate and try to connect and get info and it never happens? I'm 52 and never experienced anything as a child other than maybe a little empathic. When I meditate to try to connect and get info, it never happens, but I have all these things happening. I think you should be okay with that, Dusty, unless it really is struggling for you. Sometimes people are more active. They get information when they're out of the blue, or driving in the car, in the shower, walking through the woods, contemplating. Some of my best meditations were not when I was sitting in a chair. I did that initially a lot to really work on the different frequencies of spirit and to have specific dialogue and have experiences of like, show me a past life that I need to remember. Tell me why, let's look at it. Is there a healing I need to do? Apologies that need to happen. What chakra do I need to look at? Let me look in the chakra, stuff like this. But a lot of times it's when I'm out in my day-to-day world and I'm just like, having things happen. And you say even, Dusty, that you have had dreams. Definitely we get information in dream time, but also I think it's because two things are happening. Because you say, why do I sit down to try to meditate and never have things happen? But it happens when I'm in like a daydream state. It could be a million things without me looking on a soul level at you. It could be a million things. It could be this is how you wanted to experience this in this lifetime, because you worked so much in other lifetimes that maybe you were just like, yeah, I'll just dabble until I really want to do something with it and harness it. And I think that you're at that place now. And I think I said a million times, but never finished my sentence. A lot of my best connections was when I was walking in the woods. I'd just go on these meditation journeys. I'd have my dog with me. He would be off leash. We live in a remote part of the world, and it's pretty quiet. So he would be off leash and we'd be walking and I'd be in it, talking, looking around, talking to the tree that we passed, or talking to spirit. Hey, as you follow my teachings, I've created this journal to be your companion. Your 11 Soul Senses is a journal for self-discovery. It's an invitation to deepen your connection to yourself and the world around you and others. This is a good thing. Your soul senses are experienced through your higher conscious awareness. Through them, you perceive the spiritual aspects of your environment, the energy patterns, vibrations, soul level experiences, and underlying feelings. I'm laughing because I'm reading a script and it's going a little slow for me. Fully tuning into your world in this way, you increase your awareness and you begin to live your unlimited potential. These are my words, but I had to write them down to remember them. This journal is for you to document your quest for self-discovery. This is a good idea. Definitions are in there to help you understand how you are perceiving through your soul senses. Don't forget, I'm all about contemporary language. Prompts and quotes that we've added guide and encourage you. The empty pages are there for extraordinary exploration as you connect with your own higher states of awareness. I think I moved my eyeballs away from looking at the camera. But listen, to get yours, I invite you, I'm encouraging you to head to constancemessmer.com and check out my shop. Listen, I did it for you. All this I do for you. You know that. I believe in you. You got this. Thanks for tuning in. there's just this beautiful thing that can happen when our energetic frequency feels at peace enough to open up more. And so I would encourage you to recognize, what's happening just before you're having these connections about smelling the smoke, the popcorn. Were you tuned in to smell the popcorn, or were you just like at work and things were just kind of in a relaxed state and all of a sudden you were like, oh my God, I'm smelling popcorn. Those were the moments. Those are the moments that I would take your time to go in and go, ooh, having a psychic experience. I'm in that space. What is this about? Tell me more. And so I would take your meditation time off the chair, off the mat, into your day-to-day life while the experience is happening, because the connection is being made, whether it's your higher consciousness dipping into these arenas and these liminal spaces, or spirits trying to get in touch with you. With a friend, heard someone say, hey, and the dog was growling and you heard it, I would take those moments to go, ooh, spirit's contacting me. Okay, what's up? Who's here? What's this? I feel like you're incredibly protected so that you're not really worried about this. I think I think you're on it. I think the cool thing about even your glitter particles in the air moving around, clairvoyance, that's a clairvoyant experience of spirit or experiences. Asking your wise self, what's happening? What is that? What should I do next? What could I do next? What do I need to know? What's happening in this moment? And can I be of service? All of these things, I think, Dusty, will help you kind of work on that. I wouldn't get too bogged down with when you're sitting to meditate and noticing when you're walking and talking and connecting and you're having it happen is in those moments you could certainly ask why doesn't it happen in my meditation time? And you could also set the intention now to go, listen, I want to work with one specific guide that aligns with my frequency that can come forward and work with me on my skill set. And then allow that guide to just infiltrate your thoughts throughout the day so that when you're having these experiences, you can go, oh, there you are. And, can we talk about my meditation time? And it's just also, I think that you don't like boring life. So you think like there's a part of you that's like, I don't have the patience to sit. And you have to be okay with that. You have to be who you are in these moments. So that's really important, is honoring your journey. And, even though I say it's great to sit in your spiritual practice, it's also great if you're a mover like me. There's days that I have to have walking meditation. I'm just like too antsy, or maybe it's too much coffee. I don't know. But I'm a mixed bag. Like sometimes I like to just go into churches and, synagogues or wherever, spiritual places. Outside of Morocco, I would hold on to the walls of the mosques and just like tune into the vibe and just be transported. I don't, I mean, in Native American sites, the sweat lodges, just places on the planet, they're just calling us. And I think that all of these places provide opportunity for a vibrational shift because we're just being opened up in these spaces, right? So honor what's happening in the moment. Be present to what is your journey. So good on you.
Hey, Constance Messmer here. I just want to do a shout out of big thanks to all the members. I am so grateful. And all the people dropping in and giving little donations here and there and super thanks and all that stuff. I really appreciate you. You members and you people contributing and subscribers are what helped me bring this content to everyone, really. They both contribute to the cost of production, and I am definitely grateful for that. This stuff is not cheap to put out. Oh my God. Oh my God. So every little bit helps. And I am filled with gratitude that you're stepping up. I am not necessarily a joiner, not usually, but there are environmental issues and other organizations that I do belong to and I contribute to because I like to see them persevere. And I'm hoping you feel the same about this work. I hope you put it into practice in your life. That's another way that you could spread this work and help change our world, which is what I think it ultimately does. As you know, I think if everyone tuned into their soul senses, the world would be a much better place. So when you subscribe, it's a big yes vote for the content, and it helps spread the work across the planet. So when you put the lessons into practice and subscribe and like and share, you help me help you carry the lesson beyond you and me. And I am just really grateful. Legally speaking, this podcast is presented solely for educational and entertainment purposes.
It is not intended as a substitute for medical diagnosis, treatment, or the advice of a physician, psychotherapist, or other qualified professional. You should not use this information to diagnose or treat a health problem or condition. Always check with your doctor. Thank you.